All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the new Triple H Towers. We have a brand new office right in the centre of Glasgow, so it makes it really handy if you're just jumping off the train on your way to work, on your way home from work, or in your lunch hour. You can stop in and we can do face to face appointments now. We have some space, some neutral space that we can do that in. So have a think about whether you can fit that into your life and whether we can really help you to achieve your goals. With all the move, though, moving into new office, change of environment, change of people, it's a lot of change to cope with and lots of things happening. So I wanted to say a few words about change and give you a few tips about how to cope with change. So I think a lot of people, when they're faced with a new environment and a change, they catastrophize. And yes, that is a word. And it means that you think of the worst possible thing that could happen and instantly believe that that's going to happen. And what I suggest when you're really looking at change that you can't avoid, then ask yourself, well, what really is the worst that could happen? Go through that process. Let yourself just think of the worst possible thing that could happen. And with each scenario that you come up with, ask yourself then, how likely is that really to happen? And a lot of these things, like aliens invading and, the company going bust and you losing your job, these things are relatively unlikely to happen. But some of them might be quite likely to happen, depending on what change it is you're facing. So that's the point on those that you think are somewhat likely or very likely, that you ask yourself, well, what would I do if it did happen? What would what would my response be? And then ask yourself, okay, is that acceptable? Is that going to mitigate the problem? If not, then you need to prevent the problem from happening. And what could you do to prevent it? Now, if it's a high likelihood issue, then I really recommend that you go off and do that thing right now to prevent that. And you'll instantly feel calmer. Just having been through this process, you'll instantly feel better about the change because you've thought it through, you've planned for the worst, you've put it into perspective. But one thing I really want you to remember is that no matter what happens, the world is not going to end. The sun will come up tomorrow, it will go down this evening. No matter what happens, the world will carry on turning. And so will your life, and so will everything sort itself out eventually. But change is hard to cope with, and if you need a hand, you need a coach, you know where we are, and just give us a shout. Otherwise, have a really good day, guys. I'll speak to you later. Bye.